Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another VTuber song reaction. After the last video I did on Marine's most recent song, one of my Patreon members, Mitsu is Sleepy, threw in a song from Mori, and I don't know this one. I've heard one or two of her songs, like the bigger ones, but that's really all I've heard, and that's pretty much it. So I want to see what this song is all about. But of course, as per Patreon benefits, if somebody on my Patreon has something they want me to listen to, I've got to listen to it. And if it's something on my list I'm planning on getting to anyway, I go for those first. So here we are, and let's go. Ooh, another Camellia. Okay, that explains why Mitsu threw it at me. Mitsu loves Camellia.
Lost in thoughts, a frosted frame of mind. Honest to God, it's just not our time.
Ooh.
Promises flawed by cosmic design.
Really good compression on the vocals. Just on a technical side there.
The cynical mind says, why'd you try? Why not give up and play the bad guy?
Vibing with this beat too. And hell, I'm loving the visual aesthetic of this video too.
We choose to know the struggles of this scarf, the age we're living in.
Oh yeah. Loving this so much. Enjoying the lyrics, enjoying the rhythm. General production quality, as per always. VTubers definitely know who to hire, at very least, if they don't do it themselves.
Allies and friends hiding more than one face, not really surprising. Why are you compromising? The sun is rising, a new horizon, with friendships like and rising, and the knives in your back. So what are you prioritizing? You aren't sick of crying? See, I don't ride it, but here we are.
That was a little dirty.
Fighting strong despite it.
The rhythm was dirty.
The cynical mind says, why'd you try? Why not give up and play?
I'm gonna have to revisit that section.
We choose to know the struggles of this scarf of age we're giving in the shiny.
This chorus.
Really hurts to grow. Believing in a world of hate is overrated.
Out of the few songs I've heard from Mori, her hooks are phenomenal.
Must be something surreal, an endless dream we can heal. This busted world wound up real. Still once I love the way it feels. Late nights, the city feels dead, sure, but like the lights and sights and sounds of treasures.
Composition's great too, of course. A lot of jazziness in there. But I expect nothing less out of Camellia. They're just nuts with that.
Face up, this world can't kill that is spark. Why don't wait till this scarf?
Great transition. I love those moments where you can really feel where that tension reaches its max and then it releases into the next part of the song.
What's your reason to stay? This shining world led astray won't leave it all to decay.
Man, I've got to give my hats off to Camellia on this instrumental.
The struggles of this scuffed bitch we live in.
As per usual, I'll explain myself more, but man, again, the absolute production quality. All right, I have quite a few thoughts. Some might be a little controversial, but we'll see. So I think it's only fair that I start with some of the negative thoughts because I was praising it pretty much entirely all the way through the reaction itself. But just to be a little bit more critical, I think the worst part of this song, and that is a heavy word for what I intend to say here, but I think the worst part of the song is probably that rap verse around 2 minutes. There was just a lot of stuff production-wise that I wasn't really feeling there. The doubling up on the vocals was kind of scuffed in some spots, and while I see what she's doing there, I see the approach, it just felt a little bit much, especially with the distortion where it was. The compression definitely overstayed its welcome at that point, and it's like, again, while I think the worst part of the song, it's still a heavy word to say worst, or that it's bad, so to speak. The lyricism was there. It was a little bit loose. I think that the rhythm and her vocals not perfectly lining up actually was a benefit of this. It felt more loose, like the rest of the song. There was just a lull to it. It was kind of off rhythm just a little bit at certain spots, and that's a lot of Camelia's like rhythmatic work there. Loves messing around with those time signatures and making things a little bit more laggy in the beat, and that fits and that works really well. And I think that Mori leaning into that with the lyricism actually was a cool approach to that. You might turn off some people by doing that because it'll feel like it's legitimately offbeat, because it kind of is, but it's just lagged. It's not an offbeat thing, it's just an approach. It's kind of a jazzy swing approach to it, but I like that. I like that she leaned into that genre. I think that that is clever all in all. It's just mostly the way that it was approached with the doubling of the vocals, how much distortion was on it, and just some of the flow was just not quite there for me. But I'm also not like a rap aficionado, and I'm not the type of person to speak on that sort of thing. I'm more production and specifically drum related stuff. So rhythm is definitely my game, less of like lyricism. And more into the positives, I love this genre. I love this entirely. This lo-fi hip-hop, J-pop, city pop blend amalgamation that's become more popular in recent years, I adore it. One of the first songs I really got to sink my teeth into when it came to this specific genre was Night Runner by Shin Sakura. I love that song. It's so good. For those who don't know, it's the ending from Brand New Animal. You might recognize it as that from a few years ago, but it's just a really good song, and I love that energy. That lo-fi city pop feel is one of my favorite things because I like lo-fi, I love city pop. So if you just blend two things you already like, it's gonna, of course, be up your alley. The way that Camellia approached this, definitely with a little bit more of their personal flair and having a lot of that more like chaotic energy, just subtly in this time around, because you don't want to overdo it in this genre, but there was just a little bit of it where you could feel Camelia's like roots of jazz just coming back in and really planting their feet. Those weren't roots. They were just like pillars of cinder all the way down into the center of the earth. That was so well grounded, but at the same time, just flighty enough that it still felt jazzy and loose. The song never felt like it was going too far or anywhere it shouldn't go. It was very grounded, but at the same time, having that jazzy looseness to it, it was able to play around with that a little bit and have more of those lax pieces in the rhythm and everything else around it. A lot of the piano flares and just general instrumentalizations happening throughout, just making things a little bit more bouncy. This song, like many songs in this genre, felt like you would be driving in your convertible down a city street filled with neon lights, hair blowing in the wind, and this song playing. I love songs that can invoke that out of a person, those feelings of knowing exactly where you're going to be listening to this song. You get that clear image in your mind. Even for people who have aphantasia like I do, where you don't get that like mind's imagery, where you don't see things when you close your eyes, I could feel that sensation of the hair blowing in the wind and just driving down the city street in the middle of the night, this song blasting. When that happens, you know that there's a great producer behind it. You know that there's a great instrumentalist. You know that there's a great vocalist. Anything that really gets you going, that's what's behind that song. And that's why you want to listen to it in that way. And you get that very clear imagery in your head. And like I also said during the reaction, her hooks, Mori's hooks, written hooks, it doesn't matter who produced the song. Mori writes some of the finest hooks in VTubing that I've heard. I haven't heard many VTuber songs, but I've heard a few of her hooks before, and man, they always hit. It's like she puts her whole Calliope into it. It's amazing. I love the feeling that I can't say after I said that. I'm sorry if she ever sees this and never wants to see me in person as a result of that joke, but either way, brilliant hooks. You write fantastic hooks. Terrible wordplay aside, it really feels like she does approach a song with a hook in mind. Like, that's where all of her focus goes. The rest of the song isn't necessarily an afterthought, but there's definitely like a significant focus on getting that hook, getting that chorus right, and having that down before approaching the rest of it. And that works for her. She makes some amazing hooks as a result. But hearing songs like this makes me want to experience more of them. So if you have any other ones that you want me to listen to like immediately, comment it down below and let people vote it up so I can see which one that people really want me to listen to, and I can do another video on another one, and another one, and another one. I just love music in general, so it doesn't matter what genre, it doesn't matter what VTuber, I just want to hear more of what that community has to offer, because I know they're there, I just don't have a lot of people asking for it. So if you have one, let me know. But anyway, I think I've said all I can say about this one. I was going to bring up some more technical stuff about like the song being in E flat, because I did work that out in the key, but it ended up just kind of getting lost, I think, in the cutting room floor and through my other rantings, so I didn't really get to that. But sometimes I will be getting to those technical spots in other songs, but I digress. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!